Hiya! Welcome! So I wanted to do a quick video today to show you some purchases that I've made for my music collection, and they're all by the same artist, or same group I should say. The group in question is a band that I've been a fan of, really, a casual fan, but more sort of wanting to collect their music in more recent times. Saint Etienne, they're a three-piece from London. Sarah Cracknell, Bob Stanley, Pete Wiggs. For those who aren't familiar with Saint Etienne, and as I say for pretty much any artist that I showcase in these music collecting videos, I would suggest that you check Saint Etienne out on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music, blah blah blah. They're an indie band. They do a lot of dance related stuff, but they also do sort of like 60s homages. Their aesthetic is very London centric, but of a sort of romantic kind of 1950s to 1970s London. It's difficult to explain, but maybe as I go on with showing you some of these purchases, you'll kind of get the picture. So I want to show you two things that I bought from Amazon that came a few days ago. I've listened to both of the albums. Just before I get going with those, I will show you the only Saint Etienne album or release of any kind that I had in my collection. I've had this for, it must be nearly 3 years now, and it's the only Saint Etienne album to come out on mini disc. That's So Tough, and this was a very expensive mini disc. I remember this cost me £60, and I got it fairly early on when I was first collecting mini disc. This mini disc released in 1993, so I think this came out probably around the same time the album came out originally, as it is Saint Etienne's second album. I will talk about their first album in a minute. This would have been from eBay. Not going to spend too long on that, just wanted to show you. Until recently, this was the only Saint Etienne release that I owned. But I'm really glad that I'm finally building up my collection, as they've gradually become one of my favourite music acts over the past few years. So I'm going to show you two things that I bought from Amazon. Total price, about £40 something, so averaging at just over £20 per record, which is a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but a friend of mine had given me £40 worth of Amazon store credit for my birthday, and I thought, you know what, I want to treat myself to a couple of records. Why not get a couple of Saint Etienne albums? And the first one is their debut album from 1991, Fox Bass Alpha. It's just one disc. What I've tried to do here, I like the hype stickers, and I don't always do this with albums, but I just very carefully made a slit with some tweezers down the opening bit so that I could retain this sort of nice hype sticker that's on it. This is classed as a 25th anniversary version. I don't know if it's remastered or anything. It doesn't say it is. It possibly does in the inside sleeve, but I've got a feeling it isn't. I was familiar with a couple of tracks on here, just the singles that had come out originally in the early 90s. Only Love Can Break Your Heart and Nothing Can Stop Us. Really nice album. There again, like I say, there's dance music on here, like alternative, almost Europop, and there's sort of real 60s influences, and you'll find that a lot when you start to investigate Saint Etienne's music. It's very eclectic, but there's that sort of swinging London kind of vibe to them that's pretty much gone through their entire career. I won't bother showing you the actual disc. None of these records are coloured that I'm going to show you, but that's a great album. Really happy to have got Saint Etienne's debut album in my collection. And on a similar guise, also from Amazon, is their third album. So now with Fox Bass Alpha, the mini disc of So Tough, and Tiger Bay, I've now got Saint Etienne's first 3 albums. I love the sleeve on Tiger Bay. It's based on a painting. I'll put the notes about the painting on screen now if I remember to look it up. There again, what I did here, even though I've put it in one of my own protective outer sleeves, I just made a careful slit down the opening just so I could keep the original cellophane and therefore the original hype sticker on. There again, a few singles on here that I was already familiar with, but I'd never heard the album itself until I bought it. Like a Motorway is one of my favourite Saint Etienne singles, and that features on here. This album I think was originally out in 1994. This release was from 2017, so not really an anniversary issue, but they just started re-releasing all their old albums on vinyl record, and there was probably reissued CDs as well from this point onwards. So yes, there again, black vinyl, nothing much to show you. Now I've got a mail opening to finish with, which I always like to do, and when this came in the post today, I thought, wow, that is the coolest record mailer I've ever seen. Try not to show you my address, but look at that. Is that snazzy or what? You know, if only all mail would look as nice as this. This isn't from Amazon, this is from Saint Etienne's online store. I went looking on there some time ago. In fact, I ordered this before I happened to order these two albums from Amazon. And I've been waiting for this for a little over a week now, I think. This is something that's only available at Saint Etienne's online shop. And it was a good price as well, £10 plus, I think, £2 something postage. So to get a brand new album for not much more than about £12.50 including postage, very happy. And of course I'm just really happy to get this sort of orange and blue patterned album mailer here. I think it's something to do with like the people who run Saint Etienne's online store, State 51 Conspiracy, I think they're called. But I could spend ages just looking at that, the actual thing it came in, but we need to get it open because the album is what's important. It's got a pull down tab here. Oh, seems a shame to ruin this really. I'd love to reuse this somehow, I'm not sure what for. Now this album, like I say, it was like an online store only release. It's a compilation technically, and I think it's limited to only 500 copies. So for me to be able to get one, especially, I think this has been out for about 3 or 4 years now, and for it to still be available at £10, I'm very happy with. And what we have is a Christmas album. It's Saint Etienne, A Glimpse of Stocking. So this is sort of a compilation. It may have originally come out as like a fan club CD, possibly. In fact, some sleeve notes from Bob Stanley date this to December 2010, but this record is 2015, I think, looking at it, so almost 5 years old. So this would have been a reissue, but even the reissue is limited to 500 pieces according to Discogs when I looked it up anyway. But it's got basically Christmas songs on it, which is a bit weird buying this in July, but it was the cheapest vinyl record on Saint Etienne's Webstore. Unfortunately, a lot of their exclusive and rarer releases, they've sold out online, and then you just having to go to aftermarket sellers on like Discogs, and that's when you start paying silly money. But to get this one direct from them for £10, I didn't care that it was Christmas. I'm still really excited to listen to this. There is one track on here that I'm familiar with, I Was Born on Christmas Day. That was a single they released, I'm trying to think what year, around 94, 95 originally. I don't know if this is a new version. That one featured Tim Burgess from the Charlatans. I think there's some cover versions on here. Driving Home for Christmas, that's a Chris Rea track, I know that. A lot of these do seem to be what they've written themselves, but there is a few that I can tell are covers as well. But I think Driving Home for Christmas is the only one I'm familiar with. I think there's a Randy Newman one, Snow, which I may have heard before. But I'm really excited to listen to this. These two, what you would call normal Saint Etienne albums, are out on their regular record label Heavenly. But this one, as it's kind of more of a rarities or exclusive type thing, is out on Saint Etienne's own smaller label, Foreign Office, which they release these sort of niche compilations and fan club re-releases on. I won't bother taking it out of its cellophane because there again, it's just black vinyl from what I've read about it. There'll be a nice inner sleeve in there. Yeah, really happy to have got that at the price that I paid. And that's it. That is essentially my Saint Etienne collection. And obviously, as Saint Etienne have released quite a few studio albums, there's more of these compilation type things, and they've done a remix album. Like I say, some of these, they are going for a lot of money on the second-hand market now, so it's a case of me having to shop around. But it'll be easy enough and relatively inexpensive enough for me to get the rest of the studio albums. In fact, one of their studio albums got re-released for Love Record Store Day a couple of weeks ago, and I bought that. I've ordered it from my local record store, but unfortunately it's not come in stock yet, so I will do a video about that and the other Love Record Store Day purchase that I made on that day, when I managed to pick both of those records up. So there'll be another Saint Etienne studio album to show you whenever it's out. You'd think it'd be out on the day, but some of it isn't. Some of it, due to whatever record company it is, you have to wait for. But I'm really excited to go to my record store, pick up the Saint Etienne record and the other LP that I bought on that day, as they are very limited editions, and there'll be some interesting coloured vinyl to show you as well. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. I do love doing these music collection videos. I know they're not always as widely viewed as, say, my Funko videos, but you know me, I like to have a bit of variety, and music is my big passion in life, really. So it's always a pleasure for me to be able to do these videos showing you what I've added to my collection. And if any of you, just a handful of you, enjoy these, enjoy watching me do these, then it makes it all the worthwhile. So I'm going to go now, and yes, what else but listen to In July, a Christmas album, A Glimpse of Stocking by the awesome Saint Etienne. And I'm sure we'll have more Saint Etienne records to show you over the coming weeks and months, and I do hope that you will join me again next time for my next music collecting video. Cheers everyone, see ya!